Wednesday. We're back, and I have notes today because today we're going to talk about signs you're going through a spiritual awakening for an earth angel, which it's a little bit more specific for earth angels, and I'm going to explain to you why. Um, Welcome. I'm Kate the Angel Medium. I channel Archangel Michael and all the angels of the highest Christed light. If you're new here, let me know in the comments. We have a pretty powerful and incredible community of earth angels that we are building, and I'm very excited about it. I really tend to be a lot more direct than the average spiritual and mentor. I kind of look at myself more like a spiritual influencer because my job is to influence you to step into your power and to embrace your own personal spiritual journey. And I try to influence you into that space. I look at myself as someone that just wants to see you feel incredible and amazing. I have gone through many spiritual awakenings. The misconception is that we will go through one. We do not. As we ascend into higher levels of ourselves, higher levels of consciousness or awareness, we will wake up. It's like an onion. We peel back many, many layers. And so, if this found you, I pretty much guarantee you're probably going through a spiritual awakening. And that is why this video was made for all of you in mind. So, let's jump right in. So, the first thing I want to talk about, and like I said, I took notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. The first one that I find really, really prevalent for earth angels specifically is that when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you stop being able to tolerate other people's BS. See, the misconception with earth angels is that we are meek or we are soft. And it's not that we don't possess a softness, it's more that we are warriors. Angels are also messengers, but also warriors of God. And so we're here to help find the balance in the 3D and help provide balance in the 3D. So we get to this place in our journey where we no longer can fake the funk in any situation. We can no longer just sit by and allow things to unfold without feeling like we need to speak up, without feeling like we need to intervene. We are no longer able to pretend that we like people we don't like. That's a huge one. See, earth angels usually, because of our kindness and our compassion, tend to be infiltrated by energy vampires a lot, or narcissists, or just toxic people who are always wanting to feed off of our light. And when we get to a point of crisis that will eventually pull us into alignment, we go through what? A spiritual awakening. It's usually a crisis that will kind of force us into the awakening. Not always, but usually. Whether it's a death of a loved one, leaving a toxic relationship, losing a job, whatever the case may be, that crisis is to push you into alignment. It's not that they put you into the crisis because God and your angels do not want to see you in harm in any way, but they will make it so they can use the impending crisis to push you into alignment. They're not causing it. It's usually a lot of times it's cause and effect because of other people or because of choices we made, etc. It's not them. It's more along the lines of they're going to use that as an opportunity to have us wake up. And the biggest thing is we start to take back our power and we can no longer fake the funk and pretend uh, we're okay with things that we're not okay with. It becomes so soul deep. Your soul is just rejecting it. That's why you can't fake it anymore because your soul is truly, truly rejecting it. Now, the next one is you start to feel restless in your old life. Everything that you used to do no longer feels, or you no longer receive fulfillment from it anymore. You might have loved crocheting, but it doesn't do the same thing for you. You might have loved gossiping with girlfriends over silly things. It no longer does that for you. You might really used to love drinking wine and you just, the taste of wine just doesn't do it for you, or whatever. It no longer brings you fulfillment or joy. Or there's parts of your old life you can't tolerate anymore. You might not be able to tolerate certain people in your life. You may not be able to tolerate, the 9 to 5 anymore. Your soul is truly rejecting it. And you're craving alignment. You're craving purpose and mission. You feel like there's something more to life. Yeah, I know that just hit for a lot of you. And that is why you feel so restless in your old life. Number three, your intuition gets really loud. So loud that you can't avoid it. You hear a voice inside of you, or you constantly see angel numbers, or you feel things, or you smell things, and you just have this knowing that it means something, even if you don't know what it means yet. This is a difficult part of the awakening because we're also still learning to trust what we're hearing and to trust that we're not crazy and to not gaslight ourselves into not listening to it. But our intuition gets really, really, really loud. I mean, I remember one of the most pivotal spiritual awakenings that I've experienced. I literally felt like there was a person living in my brain, but it was literally just the angels and intuition and psychic guidance and stuff like that. And every time I didn't listen to it, it was almost like some sort of cause and effect consequence, to the point where I guess I was just really pissing my angels off because they were like, lady, lady, listen, or knowing later on, oh my gosh, I should have listened, etc. I've experienced that a lot. So yeah, your intuition gets really, really loud. It could be a gut feeling, all of the things. You start to just know things out of nowhere, things that you shouldn't logically know. That's your intuition, by the way. That's technically your claircognizance. When you know something you shouldn't logically know, but you just know it, that is a direct download. That is a channel. That is directly from your angels or whatever you believe in. Your emotions intensify. This is a hard one. Number four, your emotions intensify. Old wounds rise to the surface. Old things come to the surface to be addressed, to process. You might have left a very toxic relationship and you've been fine and you've been living, you've been doing the dang thing, and then all of a sudden you get a flashback of a moment that kind of pushes you into, a really hard energy, a hard emotion. It's just because they're ushering you into a new level, and so they're having these things come to the surface so you can process that emotion, so that you can release it, so you can move on from it, close that door, forgive yourself for allowing bad treatment, etc. Um, the emotions just intensify. But it's not just the difficult emotions, the joy intensifies. You start to just see little things that bring you so much joy, whether it's going for a walk and seeing a child smile, or, feeling your angels. And it's so intense. It's so beautiful. You really are reconnecting with yourself and your body and your spiritual body and your physical body, and you just feel these emotions in such an intense way. It's really beautiful. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's quite magical to be able to feel things on a level that you probably haven't been able to feel in a long time, because a lot of us are coming from a place of numbness, survival, and then all of a sudden we wake up and it's like, oh my gosh, I can feel. I remember when I was going through a lot and I was so numb, so disconnected from myself, that I would watch funny movies and I wouldn't laugh at all. Now, after several spiritual awakenings, but specifically after that first really life changing one, I laugh effortlessly and it feels so good because I'm so connected and I'm just so confident in myself. I'm so sure of myself, and I just am able to be in the moment and not constantly be in a place of numbing myself to escape. Now, number five, the people around you start to get uncomfortable. Friends, partners, even family may resist your shift. Awakening exposes who can meet your evolution and who can't. People struggle with change, period. Um, Many of them are not going to want to change, and it's not your job to guide them or push them to keep up with you. As much as we want to take everyone on this journey, their journey is their journey and it is their choice. I know it's heartbreaking because there's plenty of people that we would love to continue the journey with, but it's up to them. Everybody has the choice, and that is free will and that is sovereignty. You can't force anyone, and it's not your place, and you need to honor and respect their journey. It's so important. You wouldn't want somebody forcing you along a path that you are not ready for either. It is what it is. It's heartbreaking because we do move away from a lot of people in the process, but it is what it is. And you probably, along this spiritual awakening, start to implement new programs like boundaries, self respect. You start looking at things different. You have a new perspective. And so the people around you are going to have an issue with that because it's going to kind of remind them of their shortcomings. You become, a mirror to their shadows. You're a reminder of what they are capable of, but they don't want to achieve. I know that's hard, but this is your journey, and the people around you are absolutely going to be uncomfortable because of the choices that you make, and because misery loves company, and you probably met them at a very low point in your life, and all of a sudden you're self-investing and you're doing wonderful things for yourself. You're connecting with your angels, you're receiving love and you're receiving healing energy, and they're staying the same. And so that's hard for them because misery loves company, and they will do everything in their power, that is, to pull you back down, because that is where they're comfortable, and they don't want they, what their comfort zone. The change is not what they're interested in. I know it's frustrating because a lot of these people we love, a lot of people, or we start to see a side of them uh, that we didn't know existed, and that's hard because our awareness kicks in, our intuition kicks in, and we start to see people, and we see past the veil, we see past the mask, and so it's hard. And we start to speak up and see how we feel, or we have new expectations or boundaries, and so the people around us are not going to be comfortable with that because they're comfortable, and they don't want to have to change just because you are. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Number six, synchronicities become constant. You are seeing angel numbers. You are seeing butterflies. You are seeing dragonflies. You're seeing certain names over and over again. You're probably going on social media and you're getting messages from people like myself, or you're reading a book and you have these pivotal aha moments, or specific songs just speak to you through through the radio. See, the universe and your angels are really showing up because you have to look at it like this. Imagine they've been trying to get a messages for you for so long, but you have not been awake to it yet. You've not been aware of it yet. And so all of a sudden, it's like a long lost friend who hasn't seen you in several years, if at all. And all of a sudden, they're like, they want to tell you all the things. They're like, la, 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 like, listen, oh, and this, and then this, and then this. That's what's going on. That's why you're receiving so much. Now, you can tell them to chill. I do. Hey guys, it's 6 p.m. Thank you for the messages, but I'm ready to unwind and just sort of unplug for the day. You can tell them, "Hey, I got it. Thank you. We're gonna just relax today. I need a day off." They're fine with that. They're totally cool with that. You're not going to upset them. You're not going to disappoint them in any way. Okay? You are not going to disappoint them. They love you. You can't disappoint them. That's not how this works. Now, they might have times where, hey, maybe I don't know if they get frustrated or not, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, get it together, lady. Trust me, I'm sure probably do think that a lot. I'm human and I'm stubborn, and I am probably like a lot of you where I have to learn things the hard way because I am a skeptic and I'm constantly in this. I have a very logical brain and I need a lot of proof, especially when you're working with spiritual gifts, God given gifts, and it's like you can't see them, they're not tangible. You just know things. I need a lot of proof. I get it. It's why I think I'm in the position that I'm at because I truly believe if I was delusional and always believed everything that I heard, I wouldn't have discernment and I wouldn't know what was real and what wasn't real. I'm not going to exploit it either. That's the difference. So, number seven, you crave solitude and depth. Shallow conversations drain you, and you'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who don't see you. When we are going through a spiritual awakening, we are doing a lot of changes. We are peeling back the layers, years and years of pain, hurt, etc. We become incredibly vulnerable. So we're going to have this natural desire to back off from people for self preservation as we do so much healing. And yeah, we're incredibly sensitive while we're going through this process. And yeah, the angels are pulling you away from people for a reason so that you can focus on yourself because you might not trust yourself yet, and being around other people just isn't where you're meant to be. It's just too much. You're doing so much inner work, you're doing so much manifesting, you're doing all the things, you're really self-investing, that the last thing you need to do is to have outside influences that are going to take you off your path. So we honor that. If you need to be by yourself, okay. If you have friends who worry about you, a little text, I love you guys. I just need to recharge my battery. I do not believe on ghosting people without some sort of proper conversation. I find that that's rude. I find that's inconsiderate and incredibly selfish. And we are here to walk the walk. And if we would be hurt, or if we feel like somebody could just leave a message, you should too. It is unfair of you to expect your loved ones to just know that everything's okay and that they're okay. It is your responsibility to the people that you love and honor to treat them with respect. And you send them a text, I love you guys. I'm just taking some me time. I will catch up with you later. Treat people the way you want to be treated without the expectation that they will reciprocate it. It's still what is expected of an earth angel. Going ghost without properly preparing people that you love is selfish and rude. And I expect better from every single one of you. Okay. Number 8, your body demands it. Food, sleep, movement, your vessel upgrades. You're probably going to want to get out of the house more by yourself, obviously, going for walks. You're going to crave nature. You're going to crave a cleaner environment. You'll probably start cleaning a lot more than you used to. And you're going to start rejecting what dulls your light. Yeah. You're going to, the other thing that I've seen with a lot of people, with a lot of my clients, and this is so random, they start going through their underwear drawers and they start getting rid of old underwear for whatever reason. Everybody has different reasons. And they start to upgrade their wardrobes in general. Yeah, interesting, right? Um, the other thing that I've noticed, just in a personal thing, is that a lot of people who are going through a spiritual awakening are constantly in this place of seeking, looking outside of themselves. When in reality, when you are going through a spiritual awakening, you're supposed to go within, because that's in the indoctrination of outside validation that we are in this society where we're constantly measuring our worth through outside sources, whether it's what kind of job we had, how much money we have, what kind of wife, what kind of husband, parent, etc. This is about you finding your inherent worth as you are. This is about you learning that you are valuable as you are, and that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone, not even yourself. Okay. Um, and finally, awakenings aren't about becoming perfect. It's about burning away everything fake so the real you can finally lead. Now, I know this wasn't a very wishy washy. I know a lot of times people will talk about a spiritual awakening and you'll have these experiences. I'm trying to show you the truth and what you're really going to experience. That's the way I move. I will always be direct with you. I will always teach you the truth. I will always give you the guidance you actually need to make actual changes in your life, not just fluffy fluff. Because that's not how Archangel Michael talks, anyways, by the way. If you know, you know. He's never been one for fluff, and he is not love and light. If you are drawn to Archangel Michael, please understand that. You've probably always have an innate desire for justice. You probably always had a thing for the underdog. Yeah, you get it. Good. Proud of you guys. Love you so much. See you tomorrow. I have no idea what Archangel Michael's going to want to talk about tomorrow, but he's been chatty Cathy lately, and I've been enjoying it, and I've been enjoying hanging out with you guys. Now, I have some beautiful offers in the description box. Right now, a lot of you are walking away from narcissistic abuse. I created this um, course a while ago. It's incredible. It's amazing. You'll love it. It's called Sacred and Savage. It's more than just a course. It's an activation to take back your power and create boundaries so it never happens again. That's why I'm so proud of it. I love you guys. Have an incredible day. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about because I was a victim of narcissism my entire life. And here I am, and more empowered than I've ever been. And that's why I created the Savage era. Because too many times we stay in this place of I'm a villain or I'm this, and it's very reactionary. I this isn't about being reactionary. This is about graceful domination. This is about being truly empowered with who you are and not feel like you constantly have to react to people. When I walk in the room, my energy takes over because I'm that powerful. And so are you. You just have to understand your value, your worth, and remember who the fluff you are. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow.